Okay, troopers, started working on the ground base. Didn't want to get too far involved with it because I had a few things I wanted to show you. Basically, these are the colors I used for the ground, which would be model color from Vallejo, burnt umber, and model color from Vallejo, flat earth. What I did is the upper portions of the groundwork, this area here with this stump and this area here with this stump, I painted the groundwork with burnt umber. After I glued down some, I used finer grade stone and sand for that because that's going to mostly be covered up with groundwork. The dried stream bed here, I painted with the flat earth. It gives it a little bit of a different textural look to it, so it's going there. Once that dried, I dry brushed it with I used two colors for my dry brush. I combined Vallejo model color tan yellow and lightened it up with a little bit of buff, and I dry brushed that pretty heavy on there, and then I went back over it with just the straight tan yellow to kind of, because it kind of graded out a little bit, but that tan yellow brought it back in. So that's what you're seeing there. So yeah, it turns it. I mean, you can see the difference between well, I don't know about with this camera, but with your naked eye, you can see the difference. So I then used Vallejo Model Air, their wood color, and I painted the stumps. And right now this one, if I can get a good shot of it, this one here is in the process of being completed. And what I've done is I went over it. The Model Air paints, there we go. The Model Air paints are in my opinion, fantastic. They're primarily made for airbrushing. You can use a brush with them, but they're thinned down enough that you can just add them straight from the bottle into the airbrush and use it straight. So what it is it's like the best of both worlds. I like using really thin paint when I'm painting. I don't like. I usually have to put at least 3, maybe 4 coats on to get a coverage. I just feel like it a smoother finish that way. Model Air is right at about where I would normally thin my paints out to. So I will be increasing my inventory on the Model Air and seeing how things work. Anyways, so then I had a suggestion, or not a suggestion, but I got a tip from a friend of mine. His name is Dave Youngquist. He's the owner of Last Cavalry Hobbies, and he's I'll see if I can put, I don't know, with using the phone, it's not the same as being on the computer, but I'll try and put his link down in the descriptions. He put out a tip about using Vallejo smoke for a wash, and he used it. He was showing it on some wooden pieces for trenches, and then he used it on leather and on brown leather and black boots, and it looked really nice. So what I did is I did that, and this is the finished product here. It's you thin it down and it goes on. It has kind of a brownish hue to it. When you look at it in the bottle, it kind of looks like it's a black or a gray color, but when you use it, it's actually got kind of a reddish brown color to it. So I was really impressed with that, the way it turned out. So what I did is I washed down after I put on the wood, I concentrated the wood on the higher, what would normally be highlighted on these stumps, so that the shadow area from the black primer was still kind of showing through. And then I washed it down with the soap, with soap. Yeah, and I gave it a bath. Jeez, no, with the smoke. And then I dry brushed it with the yellow tan and the buff, just to kind of bring out the wood effect on it. So it turned out well. It turned out really well. I'm extremely pleased. I can't wait to get my own camera so I can show you guys as I'm doing it, because there's just no way for me to be able to do it one-handed. So I do apologize about that. And I'm doing it from a phone, so I don't have the software to edit like a lot of people do. So that's in the future. Anyways, getting off track. Once I finished that up, I went ahead and I used a combination for, now we're going to concentrate primarily on this corner now, because this corner is finished for the most part. There might be some touch-ups, and there might be a few things that I have to do on it. I used Gale Force 9 static grass, and I've used their green static grass here, and then their winter static grass, and I combined the two of them together to kind of, a lot of times it's just being all green just doesn't make it for me. So I may lose the focus on this, but we'll try to get down in here and see if we can pick this up or not. But that's the static grass. Let's see if I can get a little more light down on it. It's just going to wash out. All right. So it's got a little bit of a green, but it's got a lot of the tan, like it's like wild grass has on it. So I basically I set that down in I set that down just in clumps. I didn't cover the whole corner with it. So basically just this area here, and then it'll pop back into focus for me, please. Anyways, and there we go. And then we're losing it in this corner here. Okay, there, we're back in focus. Okay, and then once that dried, I used this line of grass clumps, and it's let me cover that up so you don't see the price and I get in trouble or whatever. I don't know if I'm supposed to show that, but anyways, it's from a company called Green Line, and I guess they're from Germany, and this is the wild grass bushel Hellgrün, which is light green, and it's the extra large ones. And if sorry, lost it. Let's see if I can show you one here. Basically, that's what it looks like when you get it, and it's pretty cool because it's got strands that kind of go all over the place. And I don't know why I can't keep this thing in focus. Anyways, so I placed that around the trunk. I used from the same company, basically the same thing. They have one that's called Blumenweiss, which is white flowers, but it's basically the same clump, but it's got these little white flowerets in it, and that's them there. And There we go. And then for some forest litter, like I said, I'm on a tight budget, so I wanted to go out and get the some of the leaves for the forest, because I like some of the stuff that's out there, but it's just a little bit on my budget. It's not my budget right now. But what I have here is the old standby of we have oregano straight out of the spice bottle, and then we have pipe tobacco right here, and then this is kind of a combination of the both. What I like is that this is kind of a greenish, it's got a greenish tone to it, green and tans, and then this one's primarily all tan, and then when you mix it you kind of get the benefit of both. So the tobacco, I got the idea of it. A friend of mine smokes a pipe and he had it out, and I looked at it and I said, that would make some interesting ground cover. So I got some from him, and I took it and I took a straight razor, and I just chopped it up to make it a little finer, and then kind of did a combination of the both in clumps, and then mixed the two together and placed it around there. So and then last but not least, you'll remember from my video, I did the Army Painter Battlefields Poison Ivy, which is this stuff here. And basically you just tear off a piece and glue it to your whatever you want to put the ivy on. And this is what it kind of looks like when you pull it off. It's kind of stringy. The one thing, I don't know if it has some sort of tack on it or not, but when I pick it up with my tweezers, a lot of times it'll stick to the tweezers. It just like now. I'm not holding on to it, so I think there's a little bit of a tack to it, so it's easier to place on there. But I glued it on there anyways. Oh, and speaking of glue, another tip that Mr. Youngquist gave me, or has put out, is that and I didn't do it when I put down the sand for the groundwork, but when I put down all the static grass and all the clumps and the ivy and whatnot, I mixed some of the Vallejo burnt umber into the glue, and then that way, if it does show through, if it doesn't quite cover with your static grass or your clump or the ivy when I put it on the trunk or whatever, it wouldn't be a big glue spot sticking there. It would be burnt umber, and it would kind of blend in. So I thought that was a pretty nice, pretty cool tip there. So passing that on. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the stream bed and this side, and then we can start working on the motorcycle. I really like that ivy. A lot of times you get some of this stuff, and it really kind of looks fake, kind of like a it's got that sheen, that toy look to it. But so far I'm looking at it, and it's matte, and it goes in real good. It goes on real good. So we'll be using that over here too, and I might have some of it in the roadway. The roadway kind of, or the stream bed kind of disappears once I put the bike, put the bike on there. So I'm not too concerned with that. I still have to paint the rocks. I got a little bit ahead of myself, and I got one rock right in here that I didn't paint up before putting the stuff on, so I'll have to try and do that without getting it on the static grass or not. Or I may leave it, I don't know. It's actually not that bad. So we'll see. I'm going to do on some of the larger rocky area here in the center. I'm going to be doing some different colors with the rocks, instead of just painting them all, all granite and then dry brush with gray, and it just looks so cookie cutterish that So what I want to do is I want to take and I'm going to thin down a lot of the paint, make it real thin like a glaze, a little bit past the wash and more into the glaze type of deal. And then I'm going to glaze in different colors, some yellows, some blues, some rusts, maybe some reds, just something to kind of break it up. And if you've ever been in a rocky area, the rocks aren't all the same color. They've got a lot of different tones and different colors other than just stone gray. So I try to do that to break it up, make it a little bit more realistic, but it also breaks up that monochromatic look to it. That just I think you know what I mean. I'm getting tongue-tied here. It's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning now. So let me get this downloaded and so I can go to bed, and I will see where I can get tomorrow. Hopefully I can get the base completely finished up, and we can start. I can start working on the motorcycle. So until then, thanks for watching. Like it if you like it. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh! Before I forget, I always do. And it really doesn't bother me that I got it, but I got one dislike on my video. And what bothers me about it was not the fact that it was a dislike, but it was the fact that somebody disliked it and didn't put in the comments what they didn't like about it. So feel free to dislike it if you feel I'm doing something that you don't like or you think I can improve on. Be nice, but put it in the comments. I can take constructive criticism. I have no problems with that. In fact, I would expect it, and I would appreciate it if you would do that, because in order for me to learn, I need to know what you guys honestly think about it. So you won't hurt my feelings, and I will take into consideration whatever you guys put on there, whether it be good or bad. And if it's and again, I would appreciate it if you would be a little bit tactful in how you do it, not just for me. 13 years in the United States Cavalry, believe me, I can be as untactful as anybody can be. But other people are reading it, and I just, I would rather not have somebody being insulted from my site. So appreciate that. And like I said, be honest. If there's something you don't like about it, or you think there's something I can do to make it a little bit better, please let me know. I'm learning and growing with this, and so anything will help. So until the next video, I will see you then. And yeah, so have a good night, and I'm getting out of here before I start rambling on about something else, because I am super tired and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So good night, and I'll see you in the next video.